Hello, everybody. This is Oscar's final predictions for the winners. Um, it's been a long road to get to these predictions. We've been predicting. I think you've been here since October, Thomas. I've been
Yeah,
predicting these since September.
yeah,
For this year, so it's been a while. But
it has. It
I'm
has,
I'm very excited. There's still a couple that we were just talking about. There's still a couple that we might change on the show.
for sure.
Quite a few uncertain categories,
Yeah,
picture
yeah.
editing, both screenplay categories. But this will be a fun show. We will also be taking questions from you guys. I see Darius Christian in the chat. Hello, hello. So yeah, if you have any questions, Oscar's predicting, we'll be more than willing to take them. Will we give the best answer? I don't know, but we'll
Who
definitely
knows?
try.
Yeah.
Thomas, do you just want to jump straight in?
Okay, okay. What are we starting with? What are we starting with?
Let's start with visual effects.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
Start off easy then.
to lock in our final predictions, this is so obviously Dune. This might be the
Yeah,
biggest lock of the night.
yeah.
Just nothing
Probably.
else is going to win.
No, no. Exactly.
And
There
it,
is literally nothing else.
yep,
Like, yeah. It's not even really worth talking about what's second because I guess you could say like No Time to Die or even Spider-Man, but equally it doesn't matter. June is going to win.
yep. This is 100% Dune's category. So Dune is in for visual effects. Yeah. I agree, Christian. This year has been fun, but I hope the Oscars are never this late again. Yeah. If the
Mhm.
Oscars were at their normal time, Coda wouldn't be happening. Just
No,
throw that out there.
no. That is true. That is true.
It's yeah. All right, Thomas. You know what we're gonna do now?
What?
Best editing.
Okay. Yeah,
I will
that's
let
what it's
you.
come to with this category. That is what it has come to because I don't know.
I'm gonna let
I'll
you
give
go
you my
first.
prediction now. I've gone for a bit of a rogue prediction, I guess, in a way. But there's some evidence behind it, and that is Tick Tick Boom for the editing
Wow.
win. Yeah, I've gone for Tick Tick Boom.
I brought this up on Discord to you the other day.
Exactly. And then I read it and I was like, I see it. I see it.
And okay, so you are going for Tick Tick Boom.
I am. And I will clarify, this
Because
is a category I've changed 3 times during this week. Like just 3 different winners I've had over the course of the week. So that is how up in the air it is.
yeah, I mean it's so yeah, so we were talking about this in Discord the other day because this is kind of all we talk about. And it has probably the flashiest editing aside from Don't Look Up, and it did win ACE,
Yeah.
as did King Richard, but this also did win ACE. Problem is still no sound,
No, I
which
know.
is
I know.
bothering me. That hasn't happened since The Departed. It's I
But
yeah
this is a year that stats will be broken. I think we
yeah
can. It's probably going to be a year that stats will be broken. So, I'm not paying as much attention to stats this year as I would normally. But yeah, I do think the ACE win definitely does help this. And it does have quite like Oscar re-editing. Like Don't Look Up is quite flashy editing, but not in a way that the Oscars might take to. Whereas Tick Tick Boom, I think, is more of a sort of Oscar-friendly editing style.
So I'm just going to stick to Dune. I
Okay.
it hasn't won any of the precursors, but like I don't know, it's winning sound.
Mm.
I can't I know stats are gonna be broken this year. I can't get past Dune winning sound.
But it's not won anywhere though. That is my problem with June. It's just
I
not
know, but
winning.
like
It's not winning. It's not one. I mean, it was one that I did change to over the course of the week. I do think June has a very, very good shot. I also think King Richard has a very
King
good
Richard,
shot.
yeah.
I think Power of a Dog and Don't Look Up are sort of lagging behind, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if either of them were necessary to be the ones to eventually
Dog
win
has
come Oscar
sound.
night.
The dog has
But
sound.
yeah, so I would say June is probably my number 2 right now. It's almost become the safe pick, even though it hasn't won anywhere, which is kind of odd. But that's
Yeah.
just how this season has gone. But I don't know. I feel something about Tick Tick Boom. There's clearly been passion behind the movie coming from not necessarily the Oscars. I mean, the snub for Best Picture,
Yeah.
which was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But like film Twitter and all of that kind of space and critics, like there is passion behind Tick Tick Boom. People do like Tick Tick Boom. Therefore, they may want to honor it somewhere. And this feels like a place that you could do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to continue this editing conversation. Just want to address the chat quickly. Michael says, I just joined, so I don't know if you guys talked about this, but Cruz winning actress, it's inevitable. I wouldn't call it inevitable. It's weirdly a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, we'll talk about actress later. We're moving through the tech categories right now. Kristen says I predicted Dune, but I don't think it will win all 6 Oscars. I just don't know which one it will lose. I agree, but I'm not going to try to pick which one of the 6 it's going to lose, I guess.
Yeah, because I've seen another category in which people are predicting Dune to be upset, which I'm sure we'll get to.
Yeah.
Which I can see that as well in a way. I just don't know if I'd be predicting Dune for 4 Oscars. I reckon 5 is a good one to.
That's what
shoot
Darius
for.
is saying. He's saying Dune will win 5, like Hugo.
And that's what I'm predicting. I just think the upset may happen here because this is a category that's proven to be, mental. So we don't know.
This is probably the most likely for Dune to lose.
Although, as I said, this isn't the one necessarily people are really arguing, which we'll get to that one.
Yeah. Nathan says, all I know is Dune will win more Oscars than Coda. Yeah. Kirsten's predicting Dune to win all 6. Yeah. Editing's just so weird. Like we said, Don't Look Up and Power. Don't Look Up is probably the 5. Power of the Dog's probably the 4. I just rewatched King Richard last night. And like it has the montages. The Oscars love their montages. There's like 4 or 5 pretty solidly cut montages in there. It has the ACE win. I don't know. That sound is really bothering me. Like I think in like the past 40 years, it's been like 89% or something like that. Like it isn't 100%, but that's still a pretty high number. And like, Tick Tick Boom, as much as I love it and I prefer it to this movie, but as far as support, it's not The Departed. It's not winning Best Picture.
No, it isn't. It isn't.
So yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, Nathan says he's so baffled. Don't look up on WGA over Licorice Pizza. Yeah, we'll talk about that in the.
We'll for sure talk about that. Yeah,
because
who knows?
Yeah. All right, Thomas. Back to an easy one. So just to be clear, you're locking in Tick Tick Boom. I'm locking in Dune. So now, Thomas, you can talk about costumes.
Well, Cruella, I think, is the only film that really is going to win here. There's not even really that strong second place. I don't really know what you would argue is second place here. Like, maybe Dune? I don't know. Either way, Cruella is a clear favourite here. It's won all the precursors. It should just win. It should just win this category.
Yeah, agreed. I think that this is, like, obviously, Cruella. It's, like, what else is going to win here?
I don't know
What
exactly. There is nothing else that is going to win here. It will be Cruella.
Our chat is in complete agreement. Cruella, easily. Just briefly, Michael says Dune is not as well liked as Mad Max. Seen some criticisms for it. Power of the Dog could beat Dune in some tech categories. Yeah, I mean, like, speaking of Mad Max, that won costumes, and Dune's dropping that. So like, Dune isn't a complete tech sweeper.
No,
I guess Dune could randomly win costume. Like, that's the number 2. That is the number 2.
Yes.
That's what Nathan's saying. Dune is the runner-up here.
But with the amount Dune is in contention for winning, I doubt there'll just be a category where, Dune just randomly wins this. I doubt that will happen with the amount that it's got already going for it.
Also, ironically, the costume designer of Mad Max Fury Road did Cruella.
Oh, there you go.
I won't say Jacqueline Duran, but absolutely don't quote me on that. All right. So we have Cruella locked in for costumes. Makeup and hair.
Should just be a simple one, I guess.
Yeah. It should just be Tammy Faye.
It should, yeah.
What happens if Chastain loses actress?
I'd still be
Still think it's Tammy.
predicting. I still think Tammy would win that because, like, Coming to America, there's been cases made for it. You know, it did quite well at the Makeup and Hairstylist Guild, but equally, it's like not a very well liked movie, and it came out in March.
Yeah.
I definitely do think The Eyes of Tammy Faye has stronger makeup. It's got more prevalent makeup. The whole film is about makeup, so I'd be hard pressed to bet against The Eyes of Tammy Faye in this category, especially since it won at places like BAFTA, which, you know, The Eyes of Tammy Faye is not at all a British movie. So if it can win it like BAFTA, it should be able to just take this Oscar.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the other thing. Like, stats are going to be broken. Like, I thought that maybe we could get an indicator with the Makeup Guild, but yeah, it just looks like that's going to be broken. Honestly, at this point, I think Cruella is more likely than Coming to America if we do see one of the Makeup Guild films win.
Maybe, yeah. Especially since Cruella also have the costume, so they may want to pair them, I guess.
Yeah, Dune is also here. Again,
yeah.
It's also here, but like, I think we're each going Eyes of Tammy Faye here.
Yeah.
It should be easy. It should be. I don't know, I don't like feeling so confident about these tech categories because, like, except editing, I feel pretty confident about all these tech categories, and I don't like it because something.
I mean, we're the day before the Oscars. We have to feel confident about some categories, and there's quite a fair amount that we're not confident about.
I don't like how confident I am about some of these. Like, I feel like something has to happen to, like, I mean,
maybe
something.
I think there are enough categories that we're unsure of and that we don't know the winner. So I think it's nice to have categories like these where we can just say, yeah, they're the winner. Cool, move on.
Yeah. Michael says, is West Side Story nominated for costumes? It is. But yeah, so we're each going to lock in Eyes of Tammy Faye for makeup and hair.
Yeah.
It should just be happening. I'd be happy with the win too. I like that one.
Yeah, probably my favorite makeup of the year. So yeah.
I would agree. All right, cinematography. So this one could be a little bit tough, but I'm going with Dune since it did win ASC.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was tough a couple of weeks ago when like Power of the Dog was still very, very much the best picture winner.
Choice.
Exactly. So one Critics' Choice, Power of the Dog was still like almost, it looked undefeatable. Now that it doesn't, I don't know. I think this will just be the obvious pick, and I'm saying Dune. I feel that this is where this category is going. I don't see the upset happening here.
Yeah. Power of the Dog still has some support on Gold Derby, but it's very obviously going to Dune. It's like 5,000 votes versus 1,500.
I think it was closer a couple of weeks ago, as I say, but now I think we're fairly secure in predicting Dune for this category.
Yeah. Like, Power of the Dog, though, definitely the runner-up.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you could make an argument for Bruno Delbonnel, but, like, it's Dune.
It is.
And, like,
it should be
for Greg Fraser, especially after the Batman coming out.
Yeah, like, that's another point to make. Yeah, Greg Fraser, top of the world right now.
Yeah. So we're looking like a Dune, a Dune sweep, as Maddie says in the chat.
Yeah.
Looks like Dune. Yeah, like Christian said, like, I don't know why Netflix didn't start pushing the, like, first female cinematographer winner sooner.
Yeah, it could have done.
It's so odd because that could have been such a slam dunk narrative that they just were like, nah, actually, we don't want to win an Oscar.
No.
Like, I don't know. It was a bit odd, but I mean, were there films that I would have preferred in cinematography? Yes, but I absolutely don't mind Dune winning.
No, yeah, for sure.
Very good cinematography.
Yeah, and spectacle cinematography. It's one of the biggest spectacles of the year, so it just makes sense for a film like Dune to win.
Yeah, I mean, especially if Nomadland couldn't even win cinematography.
Exactly. Which
I think it was very deserving over Mank. But if Nomadland couldn't even win, it'd be all for Power to win. It absolutely would have needed ASC, or would have needed something weird to happen like Macbeth at ASC, I think, for it to have a chance.
Yeah, probably.
But with the Dune win, it feels like a lock. Something that I do want to bring up and that will factor a little bit into potentially some of our, at least my later predictions and at least the conversation, is there is the anonymous Oscar ballots that have been coming out. There's around 20 to 30 of them. And I have what everybody has voted for collected out of all the ones that I found.
Okay.
And there's some interesting stuff. For instance, Penelope Cruz having over 50% of all of the votes in actors. But again, we'll get to that later. It's so weird. All right, let's talk about production design, though.
Yeah, so this is the one that I've been seeing a fair few people go for Nightmare Alley on.
Yeah.
Which would be the upset. Like,
in my opinion.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that if Dune will get upset, in a tech category, it will be here. I disagree. I don't disagree strongly. I do think Nightmare Alley has a very strong chance, and I have seriously contemplated putting Nightmare Alley as my winner here. But I've already gone for a Dune upset in editing. I'm just going to go with Dune here in production design.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to try to predict the Dune upset. I think it will happen.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely think it will happen, but I don't see it falling. Like, I don't know where to predict it falling, I guess.
Yeah. This is a similar thing where I debated, like, when we were predicting director for the Oscar nominations, I thought that you know who to take out. So it's similar like that, you know. You think June's going to win, you think June's going to lose somewhere, but it's just difficult to predict where. And I totally understand it. Like, I think editing and production design are its weak points, but I don't know. I'm just going editing for the upset for Tick Tick Boom for the win there, and June for the safe pick here in production design.
Yeah, it just makes sense at this point. Like, yes, Dune and Nightmare Alley both won ADG, but especially with BAFTA and Critics' Choice, like Nightmare Alley, and I predicted Nightmare Alley for Critics' Choice. I honestly thought it was going to happen. Then we'd have a race, but
yeah,
with Dune taking both of those, like I believe Christian just said in the chat, like Critics' Choice sold it. It makes sense. So we are each going Dune. As Derek said, though, Nightmare Alley would be a pleasant surprise. I definitely prefer Dune as a film, but I think I prefer Nightmare Alley's production design. So
yeah, probably. Like Del Toro has won this Oscar several times before. I don't recall exactly for which ones he has won it before, but he definitely has.
And then I think Shape of Water at least.
Yeah, and then like the Oscars may want to share the love around. That is a point I've seen being made in favor of Nightmare Alley, like especially for the Best Picture nominations. Like for Nightmare Alley to get that, there must be some love around at the Oscars, but equally, as I say, safe pick. You know, night before the Oscars, don't want to do anything too drastic, so I'm going to go with Dune.
Yep. Reach locking in Dune. All right, we're agreeing on most of these, which I think is a good thing.
Hopefully.
All right. Sound. Dune.
Yeah, cool.
Like this.
Yeah.
Easy.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing else similar to like visual effects. There's nothing else. Like it's just gonna be Dune. And yeah, cool. I'm very happy with that.
It's obvious at this point. I'm glad we agree. All right. Well, I'm putting Dune into the ticker. So let's talk about song, because there's been quite a bit of talk about this. The push for Lin-Manuel Miranda to get his EGOT. Do you think it's possible to upset No Time to Die?
I still think it's maybe possible. I'd still definitely have it as number 2, but I don't know. I've been predicting No Time to Die since October. You know, there's been a lot of things against it, a lot of cons, maybe you can say, but it's managed to push through them. Like, the fact it came out in 2019, no one's really bothered to notice that. It's just won everywhere. And yeah, I just have faith in No Time to Die winning this category.
Yeah, definitely. Just briefly want to touch back to production design. Simon says that he thinks West Side Story could potentially upset because they had to take the choreography and blocking into account. I think it's possible. I would have liked to see it maybe win at ADG over Nightmare Alley to give, because like what we're talking about there is like the that would be very much a production designer's vote.
Mm.
But with Nightmare Alley even winning ADG, I think it's a bit tough. So
Yeah.
again, Simon, I'm just happy as long as it's not Van Morrison. Agreed. Or Four Good Days. As long as it's not those two. Any of the other
Yeah.
ones, like whatever. But yeah, No Time to Die makes the most sense. Preet says he'd love to see Lin win the Oscar. I mean, yeah, that would be cool. The thing with Lin is like he's gonna win eventually.
Exactly. I mean,
Like I
you
don't
could
think that
also
we
say
need
that
to
about
push
Billie
for.
Eilish, but because if Billie Eilish doesn't win here, I'm sure she may win eventually.
I
But
honestly
yeah,
think she might get nominated again for Turning Red.
yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, Preet does point out last year it was a completely unexpected winner. It was the number 5 on Gold Derby. So
Yeah. So I do, however, think this year it is going to be one of the two that we've really talked about. Like, I don't see anything else. Like,
yeah.
maybe Be Alive could make a comeback.
Well, Beyonce hasn't campaigned at all. The Oscars is going to be the first
No,
event that she's actually showed up for.
yeah, exactly. So that would just be based on Beyonce being there and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So no, I think it will be between the two. I don't see a major upset happening here. Having said that, I'm going to go with the front runner. I'm not going to take a swing in this category.
Yeah, I'm also going to be going for No Time to Die. Nathan asks, what were your thoughts on Diane Warren being nominated again? Like, honestly, I feel bad for her at this point because they're just nominating her to lose again. And I didn't like the song that much. It was just, I don't know. It's an Oscar bait song. And the movie was bad.
Okay.
So, as Kirsten said, it only got in because it's Diane Warren. If literally anybody else, like just of a similar voice, sung that song, it wouldn't be getting attention. It's just because it's Diane Warren. So, I don't know. It's yeah. I we should just be looking at No Time to Die. Lin-Manuel Miranda is going to win an Oscar.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
it's no doubt about it. Like he said that he's directing more after Tick Tick Boom. He's gonna be writing screenplays, writing original songs for movies. Like he's gonna win an Oscar. It just I don't think this is his time. Though honestly, like I said, Billie Eilish could actually get nominated again next year for Turning Red.
We'll see. We'll see.
It's a Disney song. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But as I put that in, score.
This one, I mean, yeah, it should just be Dune again. Like, similar to cinematography, you could make a case for Power of the Dog for Johnny Greenwood getting his win, but equally, it feels like it's been a long time coming for Hans Zimmer. He should just win here for Dune.
Yeah, it's much deserved second Oscar. What else would win? Like Johnny Greenwood hasn't campaigned at all. I guess maybe
No,
Encanto
yeah,
is the runner up
maybe, but
at this point.
yeah, yeah.
Like it
I
won
don't know.
FDL.
Either way, I think Dune should be fairly safe here.
Yeah, I've already put it in here. We're each going for Dune.
Mm.
It feels like he's overdue, which is weird since he's already won. But this feels overdue, and it just sucks that we won't get to see it live. uh,
Yeah,
but yeah, this is Dune. I feel pretty good about this.
yeah.
Both of the music categories, like, and in both the music categories, I feel pretty good about my prediction, and like Encanto's probably the runner up in both.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. That is true.
So
We could see Encanto upset in either one. Having said that, I don't think it's that likely.
yeah, Dune just makes sense.
The most
It,
sense.
it just
Yeah.
it just makes sense. All right, let's get into the shorts.
Okay.
Ooh, again, according to the Academy, they don't matter, but animated short film. I'm going for Robin Robin. It's
Yeah.
Netflix.
Same.
It's cute. It has animals.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
It's the only one I've heard of before. So I mean, obviously I've heard of them now since they got the nomination, but before
Yeah.
like the nomination, this was the only one I'd even heard of. So yeah, it probably going to be this. So hopefully we'll see.
Yeah. it's, and I believe it's Hardman Animations, which is one before it. Like it just makes sense.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. Um, I feel like stuff like there's definitely other things that could happen in this category. Like you have the windshield wiper, which has a very unique animation style. But yeah, I agree. I completely agree, Nathan. I'm also shocked that Us Again didn't get in the Disney short, which is very, very fun. It's only like 6 minutes. Suggest everybody watch it on Disney Plus. It's one of the best Disney shorts in a while. But yeah, this Robin makes a lot of sense for this category now.
Yeah.
So, all right. If Robin wins, I hope Michael please says Mike, please. It's clever. All right. So documentary short.
Yep.
I have been saying the Queen
Yeah.
of Basketball for a year now, and I see no reason to change that.
No, exactly. It looks like the favorite. It's clearly a front runner in this category. So yeah, I've also gone for it.
It's, I mean, yeah, it's. I don't know. I guess it's been the front runner for a while. I've been saying it for a while. The subject of the documentary just died recently. Maybe some
So
emotional push behind it. It's a story that I don't think a lot of people knew about. The editing is very Oscar friendly. It's a very like fun short. It makes a lot of sense. Darius points out Audible, which I think is a close second here. It is about I believe, a deaf football team, and they've been trying to tie their campaign to Coda. So it's Netflix.
yeah.
But they've said how like Troy Kotzer has inspired them, and they've like been talking with like the Coda cast and stuff. So they're doing their best to tie it, and Netflix is doing
Yeah.
their best to tie
It's a
this
good campaign strategy,
this
actually, tying
campaign
it
with
to
Coda's campaign.
yeah.
I think it's very possible that we see
Yeah.
Audible upset.
Equally, that is also a weird move if you're trying to latch onto a Coda campaign when you are currently second place in a way with Power of a Dog. That feels like a weird move, Netflix playing both sides. But equally, if it works, which it very well could, it works. And yeah, it's an interesting campaign strategy, though.
Yeah, it's odd, but it could work for
It
documentary
could
short.
work. I mean, yeah, if they're prioritizing documentary short over Best Picture, yeah, sure, go ahead.
So I think it's very possible that we see an Audible upset. But as of now, I will just stick to what I've been saying for a year now and say the
Yeah.
Queen of Basketball, because I'll be quite happy with myself if I called a short category a year out. So yay, me. Live action short. Once again, I'm just going to go with the obvious pick and say The Long Goodbye. Let's
And
get
once
Riz
again,
Ahmed an
I'm just
Oscar.
going to agree with you. Yeah, I've just gone for I don't know much about the shorts categories, so I've just gone for the three front runners in each, and I'm just going to hope for the best.
That's usually like at least a decent strategy. You'll
Yeah,
usually get at least some of them, at least two.
yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not too bothered if I get like one of these wrong. I could definitely see upsets happening, but equally, probably at this point, just best to go with the front runner.
Yeah, it's really hard to do anything else in the shorts categories.
Yeah.
I think that the one that's most likely for an upset is documentary. Short.
Yes, probably because like I'd heard of both Audible and Queen of Basketball, so yeah, those are two fairly big contenders. This one, I feel like Riz Ahmed has just carried this film to a win. Like I don't think anything else will win in this one in particular.
And I am more than happy with Riz Ahmed taking an Oscar.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm good with it. Like, yeah, as Nathan says, he got the Oscar nomination last year. He's in the Academy Club now. Get his Oscar win for a short. I'm cool with it. I have no complaints.
no.
I like Riz Ahmed.
Just a shame we won't be seeing him pick it up live, isn't it?
Yep. Yep, and yep.
We'll keep banging that drum.
Animated feature. There was a brief glimmer of hope that Mitchell's vs. the Machines could upset after Critics' Choice.
Yeah, but then
lost
it
to
got
it's in
crushed.
contact.
It got crushed, yes, because Encanto is going to win this. Apart from a minor blip in I think November, I have been predicting Encanto since like October,
Yep.
because it's Disney. It's a big film. It's been very popular. It's still managing to be popular even now, even after like 4 months or whatever
5
since its
months. Yeah.
release. It's still been popular. Yeah, it's just going to be Encanto here.
Yep. Yeah. It's Encanto. It's obvious. Would have loved to have seen Flea or Mitchell's. Would have
Yeah,
loved to have
yeah.
seen Flea or Mitchell's. But
Encanto, in my
like
opinion, is one of the
I
weaker
don't
films
dislike
in this
Encanto.
category. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I was
don't.
fairly just neutral towards it.
Yeah, I just think Flea and Mitchell's were far better movies. But I mean, I don't
Yeah,
mind the win. It's fine. It's better than
yeah.
if we got like Luca or Raya, at least for me.
Well, yeah, our opinions sort of switched on Luca. I prefer Luca to Encanto. You prefer
Yeah,
Encanto to Luca. But yeah, I think we can both agree that it is better than having like Raya win.
yeah, yeah. All right, documentary. It's Summer of Soul. It's
It
sad
is
that
Summer of
Flea
Soul.
isn't going to win any Oscars.
Yeah, yeah,
If Flea's upsetting anywhere, it's here.
yep. I would 100% agree with that. It is easily like this is its most likely chance, but equally, its most likely chance is also fairly slim.
Yeah, another category where I would love for Flea to win, but
Yeah,
I don't mind the Summer of Soul win. I really like that movie. I'm good with it.
yeah. I
It'll
mean,
be a fun win.
documentary can be prone to upsets. Like quite often, like we saw this year, The Rescue didn't even get nominated, but
Yeah,
equally, Summer of Soul is a very, very strong contender, which hasn't always been like a clear indicator for this category in particular in the past. But equally, I think it'll be Summer of Soul. I have fairly high confidence in it being Summer of Soul over Flea, which, as I say, is the same. I definitely do prefer Flea to Summer of Soul. Flea is probably my favorite in this category, and it was my favorite in animated. So it is sad to not see it go home with any Oscars, but it is what it is.
yeah. I'm just happy it got all three of its nominations at this point.
Yeah, yeah,
All right. I've already put it into the ticker at the bottom because
well,
international
yeah,
feature
yeah,
is
yeah.
Drive My Car.
Yeah, and like
With
it's a shame because Worst Person in the World is a very strong contender. Like in any other year,
yeah,
we could definitely be seeing like what it got into screenplay. In any other year, Worst Person in the World like would be a very has a very good chance of winning. But because Drive My Car, I mean, it got screenplay, director, and picture. Like there is just no way this is
still,
not going to
I'm
win.
still praying that like original screenplay randomly splits votes and worst person in the world somehow wins. It will
Well,
never happen.
well,
But
no, I
I
mean now that there is definitely three contenders in that category, I don't
yeah,
know. It would need to be splitting votes between three different films, which,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I just need I love that
It's
movie
got
so
more of a
much.
shot than King Richard, put it that way. It's got
Yeah,
more of a shot than King Richard.
yeah. But yeah, it's Drive My Car. Is winning here. Yeah, Nathan, it
Yeah,
would have been really nice if Teton could have been at least shortlisted and gotten the nomination. That would have been really nice. Since it's, my favorite movie of the year. But it I also watched Drive My Car yesterday. Was it yesterday?
okay.
No,
I'm
2 days ago.
plan to watch it
Um,
tonight, so, but yeah.
it's very, very, very good. It's like
Okay, so
really good.
deserving
I
of
think
its
I still
win.
prefer worst person in the world. I would say even in the international category, I still might even prefer Flea. But Drive My Car deserved even more nominations than it got. I'll
Right, okay.
I'll just put it that way. I think it deserved the cinematography nomination. It deserved an editing nom. Hitoshi Nishijima deserved an actor nom. Like this deserved to be a 6 or 7 nominee film.
Yeah.
Like yeah. I also agree, Darius. Shame that Parallel Mothers wasn't on the short list because I know Thomas, you weren't the biggest fan of it.
No,
I really
but
like Parallel Mothers. Like
yeah. And I
it's yeah,
definitely think it would have got in, like, if it was like
yeah.
nominated because it
Over
wasn't
the
even
Yak.
nominated by Spain. It wasn't even Spanish's entry. Like
Yep.
if it was, I'm sure it would have been on the shortlist. I'm sure it would have been in the category because I mean it got actress, it got score. Like it may have even picked up maybe even a screenplay nom if like it was in the conversation more.
I think it could have gotten into picture.
Exactly, if it was in the conversation more. But
Yeah.
sadly, Spain
if it was
basically
submitted,
took out the running, and yeah, it's not
like
here.
international screenplay, actress,
Yeah,
picture, maybe it got score. Could have even seen something like editing happen.
yeah,
In all seriousness, like it was very
maybe.
strong. And also having watched Lunana Yak in the classroom, what a like it isn't even that good. It's just fine.
Yeah,
Like we didn't love a hero, but a hero was far more deserving than
okay,
Lunana. Like
okay,
I think Carl Mothers was more deserving. Obviously, I think Titan was more deserving. Like there were so many things. Lamb, I think, was better.
yeah,
I think that um El Planeta, which wasn't submitted, but El Planeta is really, really good. Like, yeah, it's just odd. But we get into the big eight now. Nathan says, too bad French Dispatch didn't get a single nomination. Yep.
well,
Rest in peace, French
well,
Dispatch.
yeah. I mean, it probably did
Um,
deserve something, to be honest.
Production design and score easily.
Yeah, probably.
Like, I would have nominated it for even more. Um, but what can you do? All right. Are you ready
I'm ready.
to get into the screenplay categories?
Yeah.
Which one do you want to jump into first? Like Andrew
Should we
Garfield and Tick Tick
start
Boom into
with?
the water.
Yeah. Should we start with perhaps weirdly now the easier one, adapted?
Yeah, let's do it. Um, I guess it's Coda.
Yeah, exactly. So weirdly, like these categories have been so back and forth as to which is easier, which is harder, which is better, which is weaker. You know, they've just been very back and forth this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think this is easier to predict at the moment because Coda, like, I just don't see Jane Campion picking up 2 Oscars. Whether she deserves to or not, that's a different question. But you know, with whatever controversy is surrounding her, she's not going to pick up 2. I'd say that's pretty unlikely, which does put Coda in prime position. I mean, it won WGA. It's like the film has just been surging.
And
Yeah, all
BAFTA. That's the
yeah,
weird one.
all the signs are leading towards Coda winning this category. I wouldn't rule out Power of a Dog, and I definitely wouldn't even rule out like I wouldn't rule out The Lost Daughter. Like, yes, it's unlikely. It's very, very unlikely. But with the way this category and like both screenplay categories are shaping out, you don't know. Like, so I wouldn't rule out Lost Daughter, but I would say in this category, Coda is a fairly decent favorite.
It's Coda probably. It's yeah. This is just weird. Nathan, yes, both of us have seen Coda. I've seen all of the
Yep.
Oscar nominees except Writing with Fire, Ascension, and Attica, which I will be binge watching tonight.
Yeah. I'm still missing a couple, but yeah.
Yeah, we've seen pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Coda winning BAFTA, it didn't get the best film nomination, and that's just Coda has momentum right now.
Yeah. It does.
Coda
It
just
does.
has a lot of momentum right now. I still think that even if Coda wins adapted screenplay, it's still possible for Power of the Dog to take picture.
Yes, definitely.
And whether we're predicting that or not, we'll see. I was messaging with somebody yesterday about what I'm predicting in this picture, and since then it has changed. So,
Okay.
and that was less than 12 hours ago. So I'm
Right.
very shaky on my picture
Yeah.
prediction, and I can probably easily be swayed. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is just Coda. As weird as it is, Coda, because like Power of the Dog is so much more a screenplay. Like Power of the Dog, I would even say it's screenplay stronger than its directing.
Yeah. I
Like,
probably prefer the screenplay of Power of a Dog to the
yeah,
screenplay of Coda, which I thought was, it was good, but it was nothing. Like,
it's
it's not.
simple.
You don't watch Coda for the screenplay, do you?
No, Coda is very much a performance-driven movie. Power of the Dog, I would say, is a screenplay-driven movie,
Yeah.
and it's just so weird that Coda is taking it. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, it's so. It's so weird. Like this Coda Power of the Dog race, I don't feel good about it. It just feels so weird. It feels so
Mm.
weird. But yeah, I've decided to relate it to another race from a little bit ago. and I've just kind of been following that pattern. And we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But
Is it
original screenplay,
2006? Is it 2006? Just to
I will neither
again.
confirm nor deny.
Okay.
Original
Okay.
screenplay.
Yeah.
So I actually want to bring up the anonymous Oscar ballots for this one.
Okay.
So again, you can't read too much into this, but there's 24 anonymous Oscar ballots that have a screenplay nomination. So again, it's a very small batch, but the anonymous ballots did call McDormand and Hopkins winning last year.
Yeah.
They've called some stuff previously. You can't ride or die off the anonymous ballots. It's just interesting. Licorice Pizza has 1 vote of the 24.
Yeah.
King Richard has 2. Don't Look Up has 5. Belfast has 6. And The Worst Person in the World has 12.
Yeah. I will also say, I do think this does say something about the type of person who will be, submitting these anonymous ballots, because I have a feeling it's probably the more younger members of the Academy, the more the more active on this whole film Twitter space, the more the ones who actually probably more care about the Oscars, whereas still a majority of the Academy is still made up of old people just in Hollywood who has been for all their lives. So to have Penelope Cruz winning and to have Worst Person in the World winning, I think they correlate. They do show the type of person that will be voting on these, but it still is a fairly okay indicator, and it still does show Worst Person in the World has a shot.
And I want it so badly, as Christian says. I want it so bad.
Yeah, it's my favorite screenplay in this category. So yeah, I'd love to see it win, but equally, my prediction here will have to fall to Belfast. Will fall to Belfast.
All right, I'm going to do something here. I'm not going to go for Worst Person in the World. I'm going to go for Don't Look Up.
Oh, I knew as soon as you said not Worst Person in the World, I knew you were going Don't Look Up. I knew you. Yeah, okay.
Here's why. Belfast has won 2. Yes, Critics' Choice and Golden Globe. Not a single Oscar voter overlap. Licorice Pizza won BAFTA. I don't see it winning the Oscar. I don't think that there's enough support. Don't Look Up on WGA, which has the most crossover with the Oscar. Can you make the argument that Belfast wasn't there? Yes. I still think Don't Look Up would have beat Belfast.
Well, that's a hypothetical. That I don't know.
It is hypothetical, but
I don't know if we can really look too much. We can just predict Don't Look Up winning at WGA when Belfast wasn't there. Don't Look Up has a shot. Put it that way. To me, Don't Look Up has a shot. I just think Belfast is just a stronger overall package. Will it go home winless?
Very possible.
It is possible. It is possible. But
I think I would not be shocked if Belfast won, but I'm going to go out on a limb here, and just go for Don't Look Up.
Yeah,
it would be weird, but I'm just going to go for it, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I may even be tempted to say Don't Look Up has more of a shot than Licorice Pizza. I would probably put Don't Look Up second right now, because especially with Licorice Pizza, I mean, it's got fairly controversial elements in. It would be odd for this to be the film that PTA wins for. Yes, PTA will get his Oscar. He will get it. So it'd be odd for this film to be the one, especially because this one's not been that popular. It's been fairly well received, but equally it's nothing. It's no contention for picture. I don't think this will be the one they'll want to win a PTA for. So yeah, I do think Don't Look Up has more of a shot than Belfast. No, sorry, than Licorice Pizza. But in the end, Belfast, I do believe Belfast will have enough support. It's got a good enough story, Kenneth Branagh getting him his Oscar. Yeah, it's a more Oscar-friendly film. Yeah. It's a favorite. It's a front.
Ban Nathan from the chat. He said he would have preferred being the Ricardos nominated instead of Worst Person in the World. That's, I mean, to each their own. But I thought that Being the Ricardos personally was one of the worst screenplays of the year.
I wouldn't go that far. I thought
it was
a weak
out of the year.
It was a weak
Oscars contenders. It was one of the worst of the Oscars contenders.
Yeah, I was going to say there was a lot of quite bad films that came out in 2021. So
I mean, I would classify this as a bad film, but yeah.
I thought it was mediocre.
Simon says Trevor practicing his hot takes for when he's the next big film critic. I mean, hey, at least I'm not Jeff Snyder. He's been interesting on Twitter this award season.
I'm sure he has.
Love you, Jeff. So yeah, this is odd, but I'm going Don't Look Up here.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see. Yeah, I mean, if I get it right, I look like a genius. If I get it wrong, I look like an idiot. So let's
Yeah.
see what happens.
Whereas like, if I get it wrong, I look like, oh yeah, I've just followed the crowd. Whereas if I get it right, yeah, cool, I get it right. So
Yep.
I'm limiting my wins, but I'm also limiting my losses.
I'm taking a swing. All right, supporting actress, Thomas. who might win?
I feel like it's Judi Dench. I feel like Judi Dench is the favorite here. I predicted her back in September. If that would really come full circle, because I predicted her in September. No, October. Sorry, the first one we ever did. I predicted Judi Dench to win, and so it would be quite poetic in a way if Judi Dench was to end up winning. But it's not. I mean, it's the vote. It's obviously the vote. Like there is no conversation.
Yeah, no, this is just very obviously Ariana DeBose.
Yeah.
It's very obviously Ariana DeBose. All right, let's take a look at the chat. Nathan says, I didn't care about Mask that much after I saw the trailer. I wasn't interested because it was like watching a parent-teacher conference and I would be falling asleep. I would give it a shot if you haven't seen it yet. I thought that it was a very, very good film.
Yeah.
It might not be for you. But.
Yeah, if it's a very talky film. Like there's a lot of talking and not much doing. So if that's not something you're interested in, I don't think you'll like the film. But equally, give it a shot. You might like it. You might enjoy it.
Yes. And just for clarification, Thomas was making a joke about Judi. We are both predicting Ariana DeBose.
Yes, we're both predicting Ariana DeBose. Yeah, just to make that explicitly clear.
Nathan says, can we all agree Chicago 7 was Sorkin's better directed film than Ricardo's? Yeah, I think Chicago 7 is definitely his better work than Ricardo's. I would say his best directed film is Molly's Game, actually. But didn't love Trial. Didn't love Ricardo's. I also didn't love Molly's Game, but it was decent. We talked quite extensively about Sorkin on a recent podcast episode. Do I know which one? No, but you could try to find it.
It may be somewhere.
Darius says, hate being the Ricardos, but I love the performance of J.K. Simmons. He is better than Nicole Kidman and Jared Leto. I didn't love the performance, but I thought it was pretty good. I mean, J.K. Simmons is good. And yes, I would agree that he was better than Nicole Kidman and Jared Leto. Though that isn't that hard. No. Remember that time Jeff Snyder got punched by Uwe Boll? I'll never forget it. I won't either. All right. Yeah, it's Ariana DeBose.
Yeah.
Easy Ariana DeBose.
Yeah.
All right. Supporting actor.
Should be easy again.
Yeah. 18 votes on the anonymous ballots compared to 9 for everybody else combined.
Okay. So, yeah. I mean, it's Troy Kotsur.
Yep. Just cleanly and obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any shot of an upset?
No, I don't think anymore. There is any more shot. I mean, obviously there is like a 1% chance that someone else takes it, and if it is, it will undoubtedly be Cody. And then again, there's a 0.1% chance that it won't be Cody. So you can never say anything's definite, but Kotsur is about as close to a lock as you can get. There's a statistic that they usually go for older actors in this category. That works in favor of Kotsur. Coda's got momentum. That works in favor of Kotsur. Kotsur's won more recently. That works in favor of Kotsur. There's a good narrative. All of these things just bundled together to create almost like the perfect, in a way, supporting actor candidate. Yeah.
You're 100% right. He is the perfect supporting actor candidate.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense, and I'll be happy for him. Like, are we really going to get tired of seeing Troy Kotsur give speeches? No.
No.
Because it's cool to see him win, and I think happy that he's winning. Like, even I personally prefer Cody in this category. I've Turkotter's my number 2. I literally have no problems with this. Same thing with Ariana
No.
DeBose. She's my favorite in the supporting actress category.
Yeah, I would
Other
agree
than
with that.
nominees,
Yeah,
of course. I definitely have other picks if we
yeah,
got to go outside of the nominees.
yeah.
But
Sally Hawkins in Spencer. You know,
yep. Um,
yeah,
and Woody Norman and Come On for supporting actor. Winston Lindon, Titan. But out of the nominees, I mean,
yeah.
Ariana DeBose would definitely be in my top 2 overall for supporting
Okay.
actress. I really, really liked her performance. So, yeah, odd that Marlee Matlin isn't here. Since Coda's so
No,
strong.
no,
But
she sadly didn't come along with Ride. Like I remember when Coda first came out, like that was the only thing Coda was really meant to be in contention for. People saying,
yep,
"Oh, supporting actress," and then that's probably about it for the film. And then it's now maybe going to win Best Picture, and supporting actress isn't even anywhere to be seen, which I
yeah.
just think's funny.
I might. Speaking of past Coda talk, you sent me a message on
Yeah,
Discord of a clip that you found
yeah.
from a couple of. I think it was in December or November,
Uh,
um,
yeah. They may have even been the first one actually. To be honest,
October. Yeah, it was
it was
sometime
early. Yeah,
2021.
yeah.
And it was of Thomas saying that he he didn't think that
No,
Coda
Coda
would
would
be
be
around by the
remembered.
time the Oscars
No,
happened.
I
He
thought it'd
thought
be
that
forgotten
everybody
about.
would just
Yeah.
forgot about it.
Because I mean,
So
it was meant to be that. Like it was meant to be a small film. It was never meant to be really like, even though it is to an extent, it could to an extent be considered Oscar bait. But that's just in the way the story is told, and like how, like that kind of thing. It was though a small story. Apple weren't campaigning it. It wasn't meant to be this major hit. But I'm glad it is. I'm glad it has got the recognition it probably deserves.
yeah, yeah, I completely agree with. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to butcher your name. I apologize, but if this Coda Passion wave happened at nomination voting time, then at least Marley and the song would have been nominated. I completely agree. I think
Yeah,
I even predicted the song as well, and I think if
you may have done.
nominations happened a couple weeks later, if the surge happened a couple weeks earlier, I would have been right.
Yeah.
And yeah, Matlin would have been nominated. Amelia Jones could have even been nominated, which I would
She
have
could have
loved
been.
for Jones to get in. I really would have.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I thought that she was really great.
Especially because yeah, she
Um,
was one of my favorite performances like of last year. I do. She's better than Kotzer probably. She's probably a better performer. I
I think
mean,
she
she
gave the
gets a
best performance of the movie. Like
yeah. I
I
mean,
think,
she gets
yeah,
more to do obviously because she's the lead actress. But equally,
right,
I think she was like just amazing in that film and probably deserving of a nomination.
yeah, yeah. It's it's interesting. It's interesting because we're going to talk about lead actress.
Yeah.
So I'll just read off the anonymous ballots. Kristen Stewart 4, Nicole Kidman 1, Olivia Colman 2, Jessica Chastain 3, Penelope Cruz 18.
Yeah.
We can't read too. Like everybody on Twitter is changing their prediction to Penelope Cruz. Like all of the major pundits. There's an N in there. Second N. All of the major like awards pundits. I shouldn't say all, but a vast majority are switching over to Penelope Cruz, and I don't know what to like. I thought this was going to be easy. Like it should just be Chastain,
It
right?
should just be Chastain. Is it too little, too late, or just like enough but too late? I feel like
Like she wasn't nominated anywhere. She didn't even get shortlisted for the BAFTA.
no.
Is she
Like talk
really?
about breaking stats. This would break stats. Like to be nominated, not even nominated anywhere, and then to win, that would break so many stats. Like yeah, so less than 2 days ago, that does go to show something. A lot of people will have already cast their votes. Um, it is interesting that this sort of more, I guess, cult following has fallen to Penelope Cruz as opposed to Kristen Stewart. At the beginning, we thought, oh, the passion will be behind Stewart, but that's not happened, sadly, because easily Stewart is my favorite in this category. but you know it's unlikely to be Stewart now. So I do think it
The thing is,
maybe between Cruz
here's the
and
thing about
Chastain,
Thomas.
but I'd keep Cruz second right now.
Like, she had the support to get in. Like, obviously there were people in the Academy that were already voting for her. Like, we don't know like if this is just a recent surge or if people have just started predicting it recently. Like, we don't know how many votes she got for nominations. I mean, I just pulled up the comments as Kristen said. Like, Cruz wasn't nominated anywhere. Chastain won 2 precursors. It's just it's so weird.
Yeah, look, put it this way though:
So
if
weird.
Coda was just having this surge now for Best Picture, I wouldn't be predicting it. I would be shutting it down fairly quickly. So I don't see why, you know, because it's that just I don't see why we'd not follow the same logic there. Like it's just too late for me. It's just too late. You know, no
Also, this
precursors.
remember when we all thought
Yeah,
Kidman was winning?
exactly. Yeah. Like Coleman, we all had Coleman winning at one point, and we all had Gaga winning at one point because Gaga was the only one everywhere. Oh no, wait, she didn't even get the nomination. So yeah, it's been a ride with this. It's been a ride with this category.
And
Yeah,
honestly, Kristen, I agree. I think Kidman's the least likely to win now.
yeah,
In all
probably.
honesty,
Or Coleman, I'd say. I'd put
bottom.
Coleman below. I'd put Coleman below Kidman, to be honest.
But yeah, Stewart's the number 3. Like,
Probably,
again, if
yeah.
there's random passion for it, but like, this is a lot of support for Cruz. This is a lot of support for
There is.
Cruz. Chastain does have the narrative,
She's
like
got
Kristen
the
says,
precursors. Like it
and she's
should just be
winning
an
makeup.
easy.
It's
It
winning
should just
makeup.
exactly. She's got the makeup. It should just be an easy ride for Chastain to, easy way for her to just surf across. But no, it's not, and it makes it interesting. But equally, I would still put Chastain as winning here.
And I will point out this, and I'm pretty much agree with this 100%. I am sticking with
Yeah,
Jessica Chastain. Cruz can upset. Chastain's defeated every other nominee at least once, but she hasn't faced Cruz yet.
no, that is true. She's like the final boss.
Yeah, just got to skip at every other level and just got to go right to the end.
Yeah,
So yeah, final locking in prediction. We're each sticking with Jessica Chastain, right?
Jessica Chastain. Yeah, we are.
I don't feel good about it, but it's like this is weirdly turned into one of the tougher categories because like original screenplay and adapted are hard,
Yeah.
and then like
Yeah, I mean, you say weirdly. It was
editing
only for like a week that this
accurate.
category looked fairly locked. Like for the longest
Yeah,
time, this was the most up in the air category. So, I mean, it makes sense for it to, still be one of the tricky categories. Still have that honor.
yeah, yeah. Just gonna stick with Chastain.
Yeah,
Gonna stick with Chastain. Okay. Let's talk about an easy one, actor. Also, as we're wrapping up, we just have actor, director, and picture. If you have any other questions for us, you can drop them in the chat, and we can do our best to answer them. But best actor for the first time, I believe, I'm finally going to lock in and say Will Smith.
Well, I mean, you say it for the first time. You actually were predicting him in October, which I didn't realize. You were predicting Will Smith in
Yeah.
October and
I
even
was.
in November. Yeah, but then you switched to this weird logic of Benedict Cumberbatch winning. I've been saying it all along. And I take pride in that fact that I knew all along.
To
It's
be
going
fair,
to be
my
Will Smith.
logic wasn't that weird. There were
Well, it
plenty
wasn't.
of other people predicting like Cumberbatch as
Yeah.
well.
Okay, they were all wrong then. They were all wrong. We'll go with that.
I'm not saying that was right. I'm just saying
No,
that
no.
my logic wasn't weird. It was
Yeah,
wrong, but I wouldn't
it
call it
was.
weird.
Yeah. But equally, yeah, it's Will Smith, and deservedly so, probably. I mean, I prefer Andrew Garfield to win, but that ain't gonna happen.
Yep.
So
It,
Will Smith's my number 2. So good on him on winning.
yeah. Honestly, Garfield's probably the number 2. Like he's the only other person who's won because he did win Golden Globe comedy or musical actor. Simon says he's predicting Andrew Garfield. It's a long shot. He says popular choice is No Way Home and the Oscars do need views. It's just nothing else have won. Nothing else. Nothing else. I just, yeah. I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah. I'm just looking at comment here from Michael. You're making a mistake, but I'm gonna let you make it. From King Richard. That's how I feel about you guys picking Chastain. That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. I feel less and less confident about it by the minute, but I feel like I have to stick with it at this point.
Yeah.
Smith is obviously winning that.
Too late. I think it's just a bit too late.
Yeah. Callum says, I predicted Coda for about 6 weeks now. I put £10 on it to win 12-1. Really wish I put more on it now since I'm about 90% sure it's going to win, particularly with Campion's comments. Yeah, I would have. I would also be wishing I put more on it, even if it doesn't win. I think that at those odds, that's a pretty good return. Allegedly, I know nothing about betting. I'm underage. What is betting? All right. All right, director Jane Campion moving it's obvious.
Yeah. I mean,
if Power of the Dog is going to win anything, it's this. So it's weird and about this. Before we get into the picture, I feel weird about Power of the Dog because 1967 was the last time Power of the Dog won. 1967 was the last time that a film won director and nothing else. That being The Graduate, Mike Nichols. Yet another stat that would have to break because we aren't predicting Power of the Dog for anything else.
Yeah, but the thing is, that is just one stat. Like, because I feel more confident in
Coda. Okay, I mean we're just talking about Best Picture now. Coda didn't get a DGA nom, it didn't get a director nom, it didn't get an editing nom, it didn't get a Golden Globe directing nom. It didn't. There's so many things working against it. It didn't get a fall festival release.
On paper, it is one of the weakest films in this Best Picture lineup. Nightmare Alley is also a pretty weak Best Picture nom. Drive My Car as well, just based on the international element to it. It's unlucky, but it was never really going to win Best Picture. And Coda has to be thrown in amongst them. It's a weak Best Picture nom, but somehow it's gained momentum. It's riding a wave. It's got the narrative behind it. It's an Oscar-friendly film. Everyone just loves to see it win. I'm going for it. I am predicting Coda for Best Picture. I'm going for, I mentioned to you, it's this year it will be stats v momentum. And what is more important? And that is a question that will be answered this year. We don't know really what the answer to that question is yet, but I think it will be momentum. I do think momentum at this point is more important than stats, and Coda has it, and Power of the Dog doesn't. So I also just see it winning. No one's going to really be that excited if, they open the envelope and who's it? It's Power of the Dog. No one's really going to be that excited if it is that.
Yeah.
And especially this year when they're trying to boost ratings, all these things they're doing to try and, get people back on side. Critic, supposedly, I don't believe in this fact, but a lot of people do call it a critics-only film, Power of a Dog, versus crowd-pleasing movie.
I disagree.
Everyone's, it's been everywhere. It's been campaigned finally by Apple. I'm going for Coda.
I've been so back and forth on this, and Power of the Dog would break a stat or two. As Kristen said, it would be the lowest rated Best Picture winner on IMDb since the 60s. I don't know. I highly suggest everybody go check out Ryan Castleman's channel.
Yes. Yeah.
He does preferential ballot experiments, and then he also does a thing called the stat stack for Best
Yeah.
Picture.
Which
And Power of the
shows
Dog
Power of a Dog should
got
win.
every single major Best Picture stat. Power of the Dog matches up with. Coda only matches up with 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
And the thing is, like, he also showed previous years on the most recent video. He also showed the previous years, and it's
yeah,
worked every time. It has worked every time.
yeah.
Um,
Like,
but
it would just it's Coda's just such a weird winner. It would be so odd. Like,
it's got no momentum. The Power of a Dog right now has no momentum. It's coming off the back of a controversy with Jane Campion. That won't stop her winning director. Like, there's no one else going to direct. Jane Campion is
Green
winning
Book won
director.
Best Picture though, so like, I
But
don't buy into the controversy narrative. Green Book won Best Picture, and the controversy on that was way bigger than Jane Campion's.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't
just
think the
feel.
controversy means anything. I don't know. Okay,
I just to
I'm
me
going Power
in
of the
my
Dog.
gut,
I'm
in my
predicting
gut,
Power of the Dog.
in my
I'm
gut,
predicting Power
it
of the Dog.
feels right for Coda to win. Like it just feels right to like. I can't really envision Jane Campion, Benedict Cumberbatch, all the crew, or whatever, going up to celebrate the award. Whereas I can for Coda, I can just, it's picked up this momentum. Stats will be broken either way.
Like Coda, like momentum wise, it makes so much sense. I just like I can't in good conscience go against all of the stats for Power of the Dog. Like, yes, stats get broken every year, but breaking, I think, 8 major Best Picture stats. Like,
Yeah.
8 major Best Picture. Like, is it really going to break 8 Best Picture stats?
Yeah.
Like,
The thing is, right. Because I know you were probably going to bring this up at some point. 2006 featured a similar
yes.
sort of race with Little Miss Sunshine and Departed. The
Which,
Departed, though, had a much, much better narrative than Power of a Dog. Power of a Dog doesn't have much narrative. Like, sure, give Jane Campion her Oscar. That is sort of where they're going with it. She's going to get her Oscar in director. Whereas, like, I mean, The Departed was the film. It was Martin Scorsese's, Best Picture winner. That was that. Whereas Power of a Dog just doesn't feel like that. It doesn't. It really, really doesn't. Plus Departed was going to win tech categories anyway. Power of a Dog isn't really going to win tech categories. Coda, Coda has, like, I don't think Coda has more than Little Miss Sunshine. I think those two are fairly, they do have a good parallel with one another. But Power of a Dog has less than The Departed, and that is the difference. Because I do think that, like, if we were looking at the 2006 race, Little Miss Sunshine and Departed would have been very close.
More than Coda. Little Miss Sunshine got 2 acting noms. Like,
okay.
I honestly think that Little Miss Sunshine was stronger. I mean, just to recap the parallels, if you're unfamiliar, the Best Picture race for 2006, it was 2007 Oscars. It was The Departed versus Little Miss Sunshine. The Departed, as we all know, won Best Picture. It was Martin Scorsese's Best Picture winner. That was the narrative the entire year. Little Miss Sunshine was this crowd-pleasing indie Sundance hit. And it won SAG Ensemble. It won PGA. It missed a director nom and an editing nom. And as Amaya points out, Little Miss Sunshine did have a DGA nom, proving once again it was stronger than Coda. Its Oscar noms were supporting actor, supporting actress, original screenplay, picture. So very similar to Coda, except it got one more, and it won original screenplay and supporting actor.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense for Coda to file into that, taking screenplay and supporting. Like, it just everything matches up. And
I just looked up the IMDb scores. For both Little Miss Sunshine and Departed. The Departed is higher than Little Miss Sunshine. It is important to look at the Power of a Dog's IMDb score, or like.
Are you really gonna go IMDb score over
not just
Best Picture stats?
Not just that, but just the way Power of a Dog has been received compared to the way Coda has been received. This year it does feel like almost a cry for help for the Oscars. Like the amount they're doing to try and bring in views, to try and get views, to go then for a I use quotation marks, critic-friendly only movie, that just feels weird. That really does just feel weird to then go for a film like Power of a Dog. Whereas Coda, which is gaining momentum, it's got a fairly decent narrative, the amount behind the scenes going on into making that movie. Apple's been quite well, it's doing quite well in its marketing campaign. Coda is everywhere at the moment. Power of a Dog is nowhere. It feels right. It feels right.
I know, and like Oscar experts switched over, and Next Best Pictures switched over. I think Matt Naglia might still be sticking strong with Power of the Dog. Ryan Castleman is still staying with Power of the Dog. But like, I mean, it seems like everybody's going Coda. I think Awards Watch is sticking with Power of the Dog, but I think Awards Daily is going with Coda. Like, it's pretty split. People are taking Green Book, Crash, Shakespeare in Love. I think that Coda is a better movie than all of those. I don't dislike Coda. I quite enjoy Coda. I think that Power of the Dog is a better movie. Power of the Dog is my favorite of the Best Picture nominees. So obviously also I'd like to see Power of the Dog win. I wouldn't hate if Coda won. I don't think that it would be the most deserving, but I wouldn't hate it. I think that comparing it to Crash is not I think that Crash is far worse. Like, and yeah, I may again, like, I love Coda, so please let's not put it on this pedestal it cannot handle. Let it be the 13th best film of the year. Like, because I think sadly Coda will go down like Crash, Green Book, Shakespeare in Love if it wins Best Picture, and its reputation will go down. And I don't want that to happen to it because I really like the movie.
Yeah.
So like it would be better for Coda's reputation if it lost Best Picture, which is weird.
This is the thing, though. I also do think it would be worse for the Oscars' reputation if Power of the Dog was to win, because I don't think that would be a very liked winner among the general public. Put it this way: the general public.
Okay, but they did Nomadland.
I do not speak for the whole general public.
They did Nomadland.
Okay. They did do Nomadland, and what did they do? They lost a bunch of viewers. They are trying to get it back. They are trying to be more accessible for audiences.
They didn't lose
Power of the Dog.
They gave Best Picture to Nomadland.
Power of the Dog is not the people's winner. It is fundamentally not the people's winner. Coda is it's representative of the people. It is more of an Oscar winner, than Power of the Dog. Like, yes, Power of the Dog has the stats.
The Oscars
Coda's got the momentum.
Viewers because they gave Best Picture to Nomadland. Like, that's
but
like,
still, it's definitely this whole movement towards critical side. Movement towards these more.
That's the Academy as a company. That's not Academy voters.
Yeah, but like Academy voters, there'll be things going on behind the scenes. Academy voters know. Yeah, but I still do think Academy voters know that it is part of their job to make these ratings go up. It is part of their job. I do think they probably know that. I don't know how much going on behind the scenes there'll be, because we know things go on behind the scenes. We know this. Like, it's a known fact. Like, Golden Globes basically got shut down for the things that went on behind the scenes in order for campaigning and stuff like that.
Completely I don't know. Like, I feel like
I think you'll find the Oscars. I think you'll find the Oscars as an establishment will be wanting a film like Coda to win over a film like Power of a Dog to win. Like, no one's gonna be excited if Power of a Dog wins.
As an establishment, yes, but like, I don't know. It's interesting the chat here. Christian's definitely on your side. May and I think to Mildred are on my side. They're saying things in chat that I was just about to say. The people's winner would be Dune. It wouldn't be Coda.
But it's Coda over Power of a Dog.
They wouldn't have gone Moonlight over La La Land, for instance, and they wouldn't have gone Nomadland over Trial of the Chicago 7 if they cared about ratings.
But they clearly do care about. I think this whole notion that the Academy don't care about ratings it's misguided, because they clearly do. Like, NBC,
no, I think
that
the Academy as a business cares about ratings. I think that the voters don't care. Like,
I think
don't
there's a
know.
surge for Coda. There is a surge for
Like,
Coda. Oscar voting is happening around the time when Coda is picking up all the awards. Like, if I was an Academy voter, I might be susceptible to, jumping on bandwagons. I'd be completely transparent. I probably would be. I saw everyone else voting for Coda. I might vote for it. I might put an X next to Coda on my ballot. I think Coda is just, it feels more right, especially now. Like, a month ago, Power of the Dog was the easy winner. Coda's strong. Coda has been just going from strength to strength, win to win. You know, it's got screenplay fairly locked up. It's got supporting actor. You know, there's no text, but Power of the Dog isn't going to win any text really. So, like,
it has director though. Like, it's
I just
I
see
don't
Coda
know.
winning.
I don't think like I think the ratings argument is completely irrelevant here. I don't think the ratings have anything to do with Coda or Power of the Dog winning picture. Like, it's not that much more seen than Power of the Dog. It might, by the people who've seen it, maybe they like it more, but it's still like I think Power of the Dog might even have bigger number. I
Yeah,
don't have the
I
facts
know.
to back any of
I
that
would
up, but
put
like
I would put more faith in narrative and momentum than I do in statistics, and that is the argument that is really at the core of this. Do we back statistics or do we back narrative and momentum? Like, maybe yes, Power of the Dog statistics are too strong to overlook. Maybe that is the thing. But right
yeah,
now, at this moment, it feels right. It feels correct.
and I will correct. So to Meldo, who is definitely arguing on my side of this, that is incorrect. The film has won without director and editing. Grand Hotel in 1932. So basically, no, that's never happened, but it did happen 90 years ago. So I guess there's that. If we want to predict that to happen for the first time in 90 years, but something's never won without that combo. Plus, not getting the DGA, plus not getting the Golden Globe director nom, plus not getting the Golden Globe screenplay nom, plus not getting the fall festival release. Plus, like, do I need to keep going? I don't like. I just
I mean, yes,
it
statistics
has the
back
narrative.
Power of the Dog. Statistics back Power of the Dog. Momentum
Well,
give
yes,
Coda.
yeah.
Like,
And to Mulder, you are correct. That was before editing was a category. So I guess since director and editing have been categories, that's never happened. So, yes. Um, thank you. I know you're arguing for me. So yeah, and just to be 100% transparent, 12 hours ago, I was messaging, and I'll briefly plug something later today on The Basement, which you can find in the channels thing on my channel, and I'll probably put a link in the description. We're going to host the Basement Awards, and it's gonna be myself, my co-host Mark Knopik, film critics Dan Merle, Sabrina Ramirez, William Bibiani. It's gonna be a fun time. We're doing our own awards. So I was just talking with Dan Merle the other day about predictions, and I told him that I was going to be predicting Coda, and then overnight I changed my mind because I just can't. I don't know. I'm sticking with it.
okay, with every Oscar prediction video out there, like, I feel like I've been watching quite a bit because I love the Oscars and it's coming up. And every video, I feel like I change my mind. Someone goes Power of the Dog, I'm like, yeah, you swayed me. Someone goes Coda, I'm like, yeah, no, actually Coda. And then that cycle's just been repeating over and over again. I message just to you, like, on the one hand, my head says maybe, yeah, Power of the Dog wins. My heart says Coda. And in my head also, though, says, well, Oscar voters will be going with their heart, so maybe I should go with my heart. But that's also my head. And yeah, this is a cycle. It's repeated, This is why it's so much fun about the Oscars.
Yeah.
Coda.
Like,
right now,
and
I'm thinking Coda.
And to be completely, like, again, I still think that Coda could definitely win. I don't think that it's impossible for Coda to win. I'm just gonna stick with Power of the Dog. Simon says I feel like this is a clash of attitudes towards sports, American stats versus British passion. Maybe. Nathan says Trevor and Thomas, I do want to tell you that the Oscars tomorrow night is also my birthday, the same day too. Well, happy birthday, Nathan.
Well, there we go. Happy birthday.
I wish my birthday was on the Oscars.
Yeah.
Let's see. And I did see a question from Nathan earlier. He said, my question to you guys is, what was the biggest nomination snub aside from Villeneuve for Gaga? That's a good question. So personally, like, you can look at this in two different ways. Statistically, I think the biggest nub was probably Tick, Tick, Boom and Picture.
Yeah, or maybe Balf in supporting actress.
Maybe
Like that
Balf.
one was,
Yeah,
especially like Judi Dench over Balf. That felt weird. So
yeah.
that's
I would say
maybe
those
one
two
to
are
throw in
probably
as
the
well.
biggest. Personally, Julia Ducournau and director for Teton. It was never
Well,
happening, but personally, that's
yeah,
the worst stuff for me.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, we spoke about this
but
on a show as well, like which
yeah,
ones we'd
I
put
think
in the
so.
category. So I'm sure
Yeah,
that again, probably somewhere on the channel.
yes, but we have our final predictions. I'm sticking with Power of the Dog. I'm also predicting it to just win director and picture, which is also very rare, but definitely not as rare as everything that Coda would have to. So
Yeah,
we can, yeah, we have our final predictions. So I'll just go over them briefly. Um, so visual effects, Dune. Reach going for it. Editing, I'm saying Dune. Thomas is saying Tick Tick Boom.
tick tick boom.
Costumes, it's Cruella. Makeup and
Yeah,
hair, Eyes of Tammy Faye. Cinematography, Dune. Production design, Dune. Sound, Dune. Song, No Time to Die. Score, Dune. Animated short, Robin Robin. Live action short, The Long Goodbye. Documentary short, The Queen of Basketball. Documentary, Summer of Soul. International, Drive My Car. Animated, Encanto. Adapted screenplay, Coda. Original screenplay, Thomas is saying Belfast. I'm saying Don't Look Up.
yeah,
Weird how neither of us are predicting Licorice Pizza. Um,
yeah,
Same thing in editing. Neither of us are predicting King Richard. Supporting
yeah,
actress, DeBose. Supporting actor, Kotzer. Actress, Chastain. Still don't feel good about that. Actor, Will Smith. Director, Jane Campion. Picture, I'm saying Power of the Dog. Thomas is saying
Coda,
Coda.
Coda.
Um, those are our final predictions, everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
That was a
Oscars
fun show.
tomorrow.
Thank you
Tomorrow.
so much to everybody who tuned in.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, we do have a couple more questions before Josephine says, "Do you
Okay.
think the anonymous ballots are fake?" I don't think so. I
No,
I
no,
I
I don't
think
think they're fake. I do though think they are filled out by a certain kind of people, like a certain people who really love the Oscars. Like I feel that those are
yeah.
the people who are. So the people who will vote for these more out there things like worst person in
Again,
front of Greece,
the
I
thing
think
that's
those are the
just
sort of
given
people.
the thing that's given me pause with Penelope Cruz is they did get both of the acting winners last year. They
Yeah,
got
but I think the
they got
people who sit at home, get taken out for a meal by the cast of Coda, that kind of thing. They won't be filling out these anonymous ballots.
yeah, yeah. Amaya says, by the way, do you guys know what time they will start tweeting the cut categories? Which sucks that they're going to be tweeting them.
Yeah,
But I believe it's going to be just in the hour before the Oscars, since that's the time frame in which they're presenting them. I'm just going to be staying off of Twitter during that time in the hour before the Oscars. I
yeah,
want to stay spoiler free. Thomas and I will be we won't be live, but we'll
yeah,
be recording our action, and the reaction video will be up in the hours after the Oscars. So there's that to look forward to. But
yeah,
yeah, I'm going to be staying away from Twitter. Um, so yeah, very good conversation. Power of the Dog versus Coda.
yeah,
It's tough. I mean, film Twitter's been a nightmare over the past week. I'm just excited for it to be over. But
yeah.
goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much. And hey, we're excited for tomorrow. Like I said, I have the Basement Awards. You can follow me on Twitter, TM Talks Movies. I occasionally tweet. I'm not that good at it though. I'm on Letterboxd at Trevor Matson and on the Banana Meter. Thomas,
You can
where
find
can
me
people
at
find you?
Payments Pictures on YouTube and at Thomas Gladstone on Letterboxd.
Yes, and I have Thomas's channel and the featured channels. And yeah, join us for the basement at 7 Central tonight. We will be doing the Basement Awards. It'll be quite fun. We made physical awards. It'll be a fun time just honoring what we thought was the best in film. But once again, thank you everybody so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow for the Oscars. We'll see how these predictions age. Probably like milk. Goodbye,
Yeah.
everybody.